Today's going to be a bit of a tutorial, and I thought we'd cover basically how to concentrate your efforts into one particular faction. Okay, because this is something that pretty much all the guys do is they will, as they're building teams, they'll build one particular team and they'll concentrate on that particular faction, which you kind of have to do because if you try to basically spread your resources out across all four of the main factions, you never really get anywhere. You'll kind of start falling apart. And you look at my lineup here, you see that the main lineup it's significantly larger than my second, third, fourth, and fifth lineup is. Now, first to start off, the very first way you can start is here in the tavern. Okay, so in the faction recruitment, whenever you get these faction recruitment scrolls, basically what you need to do is hold off and wait until the faction comes up that you are building. So for example, me, I build a Quan team, and so I'm going to wait about 6.5 more hours, okay? And then I will spend those and get Quan factions, recruits basically. And a little bit about this particular type of scroll, you will never get R heroes, you will only get SR heroes and SSR heroes, and of course occasionally some UR heroes from the faction scroll. Now the friendship scroll, there's no way to really optimize this for your particular faction. Now in the advanced recruitment scroll, there's somewhat of a limited way you can do it. So right here, you click on this guy here, and as you can see right now, this is a Wu character, okay? Basically what you can do is wait until there's a character that you want. So like for example, Nanhua, okay? He's a particular character that I've been building up quite a bit lately. I would have to wait quite a few days here actually. Actually, we just finished Lubu Gangsung Zan. I hope I'm saying that right. These two characters right here are characters that I've been building, and so when they come up, I will spend my advanced recruitment scrolls on them. Now, what's that mean it's going to get you? So basically, with the advanced recruitment scroll, it's like about once every 20 scrolls you'll get an SSR, okay? And with the advanced recruitment scroll, you don't have any control over what kind of recruits you get. Now, this ultra rare chance up that you have here, basically it's a 1 in 2 of the UR heroes that come up in the sequence, or the pulls, I should say. So let's say if you do 200 pulls, that should get you 2 UR heroes. One of those 2 UR heroes should be the one that is in the chance up. So essentially that's kind of how you can optimize there. And then there's the selection. Okay, so selection comes up on a regular basis, and timed event, these also come up on a regular basis. And to get that, you need these two types of scrolls up here. Now, I actually did participate in this one, but I'm going to start experimenting with a couple other accounts of mine, where basically I'm going to let these stack up, because these recruitment scrolls will be good for the next time there's a faction is coming up. Because actually there's going to be an SP Lu Bu character who's going to be coming up, and from now on, basically I'm not going to, now that I've got this guy, essentially I'm not going to spend any more on him, and rather I'm just going to save them up for when the Lu Bu event comes up. Same thing with the selection. These I think cycle through every 4 weeks, so each week there's one particular faction comes up, whether it be Shu, Wu, Wei, or Quan. And in my case, I play Quan lineup, and so I select particular Quan heroes. I did one of him this round, one of him this round, and I got one of her. So I was actually able to upgrade all 3 of them quite significantly here this week. Now, another way that you can, of course, optimize your particular group is going to be here. So you get basically your guild points, okay? And these two over here cycle through automatically. Earlier in the game, you don't have the UR heroes shards here. Instead, it'll be Shu, Wei, Wu, and then Quan. And what I would suggest you do is only spend on the shards for your particular faction. Okay, for me, for example, I'm going to spend 50 here, and all right, a Quan shard came up, and I'm going to go ahead and buy that. So that's another way that you can basically do it. And then the same thing down here with your arena score. Whenever a Quan shard comes up, that's when I buy one because I'm building a Quan team. All right. Another way that you can optimize here is actually here in the library. So basically you just concentrate your resources. And so for example, the Wii guys, you look at this, I haven't researched all of these. Same thing with the Shu. I haven't researched all these either. Wu is actually even, nothing. But the Quan guys, as you can see, I keep that top spec. Now occasionally I do come back here to these other factions once they get cheap enough, and I will research them. But typically they're like 5 or 6 levels below my main group, because Quan is the type of team that I build. And then of course in each, of course, of your individual heroes, of course, you can build for them steeds and then match them up, and there's other videos we could do about that. Supreme81, he does a pretty good job on his channel explaining how to match up a lot of these characteristics and so forth, and building a good team. And then of course, team here in the Talent Hall. In the Talent Hall, pretty much I concentrate all my efforts on my Quan heroes, basically leveling these guys up. And I don't know why she's in team 2. She should be in team 1. I'll have to fix that later. But here's and the last, this is another way that you can kind of optimize things, is these different locations where there are basically relics that you can dig up. And I should have been doing this earlier. Basically, anytime you see one, so Mount Tai, this is actually one that I should work on. So I'm going to go to acquire, go to the map, and then what I do is I come up here and I basically add it to my list. And this is my kind of list of the ones that I'm working on right now, although I could probably get a couple of these off of here. But anyways, in the treasury, what you'll do is you'll look for, I'm building a Quan team, so any relic zones that have Quan hero bonuses, I spend extra time on those, basically trying to boost those. So like, for example, this one here, this is basically a Shu relic, so I'm not going to really spend time on that one. Wii relic, not really going to spend time on that one. I mean, you can see I have spent some time on them, but like Wu hero, I'm not going to spend time on that one. Here's a Quan hero, as you can see I spent a little bit more time on it. It looks like I could probably still boost this one up a little bit higher. But that would basically boost your team of choice, because you don't have enough time to spend on all of your factions. You gotta concentrate, essentially. And those are kind of some of the things that I could think of that at least for like building a good team and everything. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, go ahead and comment. I'd love to hear about them, because I know I'm still learning things about this game too. But there you go. That's how I've been building my Quan team, and I've actually had really good success with it. My first season session, I should say, doing this. I upped my CP by 300,000, and it looks like this time around I'll be able to do it by about 250,000 points. So making progress.